Death. Mutti's cancer had progressed to her bowels. The hardest thing for her to accept about being old and sick was to be incontinent. She couldn't deal with that at all. She said she didn't enjoy life anymore. I was very, very sad to see it had come to this. I went to Germany when she was released from hospital. She was frail. I visited her 5 times over the next 2 years. Since I had to travel from Australia, that was more than I could afford. But I needed to spend that time with her. We talked on the phone a lot too. Mutti was clear in her mind right until the day she died. That made it even harder for her to bear her condition. She always had been contented with a strong sense of style, but there wasn't much style left. She resisted giving up her home, but was lonely. On my next visit, I moved her to the nursing home. Over the following months, her health deteriorated rapidly, and I went over to visit her again. On that visit, a few weeks before her death, Mutti asked, "Why am I dying?" I explained to her how her cancer had destroyed many of her organs and she could not process food anymore. Mutti decided, backed up by my brother and myself, not to be fed intravenously to prolong her life. I had to go back home again for work. We talked on the phone every day, but I felt her life fading away. Soon after I had returned to Australia, the nurse said my mum was not well at all and would probably die within a few days. I flew back the next day. Mutti had lost so much weight, she was hardly more than skin and bones, with her eyes set deep into their sockets. She had stopped eating and drinking. The nurses put a mattress on the floor for me next to Mutti's bed. There she was, mouth half open, eyes nearly closed. Her breath was heavy. I watched her chest rise and drop. Any minute I thought it would not rise again. I didn't move from her bedside for the next 24 hours. Every now and again she came to. She would acknowledge me with a faint smile and a gentle squeeze of her hand. Next morning, Mutti woke me asking, "Are you asleep?" "Not anymore, Mutti." She ate a couple of pieces of mandarin, but she vomited it all out right away. I said to Mutti, I hadn't thought she would make it through the night. "Well," Mutti replied, she had to return. She had been on her way through a dark tunnel, going toward a light, but she had to go back. Something took her by the shoulder and turned her around. Mutti had never thought about an afterlife, and what did I think about that? I told her I thought when we die, we go to a place where we are one with those we love. She asked, "Will I then see Fatih?" I said maybe, but there's something better awaiting her. She will be one with the universal consciousness that includes Fatih, our ancestors, and her loved ones still alive. She replied, "Oh, that's good." I added, I didn't think in that region were any individuals, and I also told her I experienced the same in my meditation. When I asked if she was afraid of dying, she said, "I'm not." I said, "Is there anything else we should talk about?" "No." I told her, "I love you, Mutti." She said, "I know." My mum died soon after, and I was not the least bit sad.